It is Wednesday, January 5th in the NBA, and I'm back with my 3 best picks of the day. Now, before we get into a recap of another day, we brought out the brooms on the slate, and we are 17-4 over the past 6 days. It's time for the $17,000 parlay because, boom, you guys see it on the screen. In honor of passing 17,000 subscribers a couple weeks ago, we have this parlay. And as usual, if this parlay cashes, we're giving away half the winnings to people that are subscribed to the channel. That's all it takes. We'll randomly choose 10 to 20 people once this cashes tonight. I'll give each of them a couple $100. So if you want to subscribe to the channel down below, go click that red button. We would really appreciate it. And also, you don't need to do this to enter, but consider clicking that like button to spread some good luck and share the video with a friend. Why not? Now, I will talk about the parlay at the end of the video in case you're curious why I picked all 4 of these legs. Now, let's recap yesterday because, like I said, we brought up the brooms again. What, for a fourth day in the last 6 days? We've been on an unreal run. Hopefully, we can continue to sweep these slates. No big deal. Now, Pascal Siakam easily cashes. Derek White puts up a big dud, foul trouble, all of that. He gets his under easily. Avery Bradley, best I can do is 2 rebounds. You'd love to see that. Hopefully, we helped you guys out make some money. Now, the record continues to improve day in and day out. Hopefully, we can continue to make you guys some money. Now, my last note before we get into it, our live stream is tonight, 6 p.m., powered by Dimers. I'll be here live on YouTube to answer every single one of your guys' questions. So make sure you show out and show up. We would really appreciate it. Now, for tonight's slate, let's get into my best bet of the day. Someone said it on Twitter, and it is Kyle Kuzma, over 18.5 points, minus 120 on Caesars. Don't mind at 19.5, depending on what the line you have it at. Now, it's crazy a world we live in where our best bet of the day is a Kyle Kuzma over, but hey, that's just what the nature is of the NBA, and I got to give credit where credit is due because Kuzma has been killing it recently, and he's been really showing up and showing out, kind of like you guys better do on the live stream later. Now, the Wizards are still really banged up. It's really just Kuzma, Bradley Beal, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Those are pretty much all they got left. They don't have a lot of guys out there to shoot the ball, and Kuzma been taking full advantage of that. Over the last 4 games, he scored 22, 25, 29, and then 36 points last game. He's seen 17-plus shots in all 4 games, and he attempted 26 shots in their most recent game against the Charlotte Hornets. Now, this is a very similar matchup to the Hornets as they're taking on the Rockets team. 2 teams that don't play any defense, and the Rockets currently have the 29th rated defense in the league. They currently, which is the 2nd worst in case you're curious, and trust me, they aren't very far behind the worst defense in the league. Now we look at it, one of the biggest changes in Kuzma's game, he's been attacking the rim, and I know it's a crazy concept, but over the last 4 games, he's really driving to the basket 14 times per game. Now I think 14, that's not really a high number. Well, before that, in the whole rest of the season, only been driving to the basket 6 times a game. So over doubling that number, and he's shown that. I mean, you've seen the shot attempts are going up, and he's scoring more points. It's not a coincidence that he's being more aggressive, and I think he will continue to do that today. The Rockets currently allowing the 2nd most points per game in the NBA at over 115 per game, and over the last 3 games, they said 115 is not enough. Here's 125 per game. So I'm all in on Kuzma tonight. We'll talk about him in a little bit in the parlay of the day, the $17,000 parlay, but I will move on to the next bet. And this man needs no introduction. He's a man, the myth, the legend. He was a wagon earlier this season, a cash cow for us. And I wish I had the Charlotte Hornets announcer to here to announce him. But Miles Bridges, over 28.5 points, rebounds, assists, PRAs, minus 113. Now, Bridges, I think he got back to form in his most recent game against this Wizards and against that Wizards team when he had 23 points, 14 rebounds, and 4 assists. Now, if you look at Miles Bridges' game log, it's very up and down, very up and down. I don't know what to explain it, but I think there is a way to explain it because it really comes down to his plus minus and how the Hornets play. If you look at his game log, when they're obviously down a lot of points, wouldn't you be surprised? He doesn't hit this over. But when they're up and they're actually playing well, he will hit this over. And he has just returned from the health and safety protocols. Only played 2 games so far this year, but I think 2 games since December 23rd. But either way, I think he gets it done because you look at it, he did hit this game against the Suns, I think, or you look at the games against the Suns, they were down 30-plus points. Of course he didn't hit this game, but in games against the Jazz, the Portland Trailblazers, San Antonio Spurs, when his plus minus was more or less minus 0 or very close to 0, he had 36, 31, and 35 PRAs. I think that's the case today against a team that the Pistons that personally just don't see them blowing out, but I do see them winning this game. And they fight hard. If you look at the Pistons, they're a team that's going to fight hard, but they're also going to give up a lot of points because it's a team that doesn't play a lot of defense, very similar to a team like the Charlotte Hornets. Now, earlier this season, Miles Bridges was one of our cash cows. Like I said, he was cashing us each and every night. And while the Hornets are getting healthier, they still might be down P.J. Washington, his backup. So that could, and even if P.J. Washington returns. He should be not in the greatest condition, so he should be playing a lot of minutes. Now, Bridges' last game versus Detroit, albeit it was all the way back last year, scored 27 points, chipping in 7 rebounds, 4 assists for 38 PRAs. And I felt more of this because last game we saw Bridges attempt 19 shots, which on the season, I would say the key number is 15. If we can get 15 shots out of Miles Bridges, be pretty confident he hits this over 28.5 PRAs. He shot 15 plus times in 21 games this season, hit the over 19 of them. So 19 of 21, not a bad success rate. I think in the other 2 games they didn't hit the over, he had 26 and 28, finishing on the hook one. So I love Bridges. Sharper books have this over at -151. If we can get the shot attempts from him, I think he will cash this over for us. So we're out with Miles Bridges, over 28.5 PRAs. And if I had to take a specific one for him, I'd probably just take his points. Now, let's ride with that. Now, my last official pick of the day, we might add another one in the comment section down below, so definitely go check that out. It's the man, the myth, the legend. I just said that for Miles Bridges, but it's the Greek freak. I mean, come on. Giannis, over 29.5 points. We'll talk about him in a second, too. But the Bucks are coming off an embarrassing loss to the Detroit Pistons, which I believe they were like 16 or 17-point favorites going into that game. Yeah, no, best I can do is an outright loss, and probably ruined a lot of money line parlays out there. And I think today, Giannis will lead by example when they are at home against the Raptors. Now, the Raptors are coming into town. They're just coming off a big win over the Spurs yesterday. They just absolutely blew the brakes off the Spurs. And I assume everyone that they played yesterday will be playing today. They aren't a team that normally rests a lot of guys. And that means that they'll be playing Pascal Siakam at the 5. And while I love that, and he cashed for us yesterday, and maybe we'll look at their lines. We don't have lines for the Raptors as I record this video this morning. But unfortunately, when you put Spicy P at the 5, what do? You lose a lot of rim protection, and you lose a lot of defensive rebounding, too. So something that Giannis will take full advantage of. Now, I do love Spicy P at the 5, but like I said, they won't have a lot of people to defend him in the paint, and Giannis will just take full advantage of that. In his last 4 games at home versus Toronto, he scored 23, 34, 36, and 43 points, cashing in 3 of the 4 games. Now, with the 23 points, he shot 8 for 20 from the field, and he fouled out in that game. Over the last 3 games, Giannis, well, he scored 30-plus points in all 3 of them, 31, 35, and 33 points, easily cashing in all 3. It's been pretty aggressive. If we can get 20 shot attempts out of Giannis Antetokounmpo, we're going to cash this more likely than not. I'll be happy with the result. Now, I am not concerned with the Bucks. They still have a lot of guys out, Pat Connaughton, Grayson Allen, the Big Ragu, Dante DiVincenzo, even Semi Ojeleye, Giannis's brother, Thanasis might be out. All these guys considered, they might be out. We might see a couple more minutes for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's the lifeblood of this Bucks team, and he's an absolute beast, and how can you pick us under? So tonight we are getting Greek freaky. These are my 3 picks, official plays. We're going to talk, maybe we'll talk about a couple others at the end of the video, or we'll probably have an extra play as the video goes on, or an extra play in the comment section down below. So go check out that, and be sure you're following us on Twitter at Calling Our Shot. But now about the parlay. That's the real reason you guys are here, and let's talk about it exactly. Now, I got to shout out the people that sent me a tip, because this is all the funds that they sent me. I'm using them for the next 2 subscriber parlays, and you see this one. We got 85 bucks turned into over 17 grand. Like I said, if it cashes, we're giving away half the winnings to subscribers. So make sure you go down there, click that subscribe button. Now, first leg, Kuzma, 25 points in a win. You already know he's my best bet of the day in terms of hitting his over in points. And like I said, he's been doing this time and time again. And I do think the Wizards win this game as well. They are 6.5-point favorites, and they're at home. And I just can't trust the Rockets team that, I don't know what the heck's going on behind the scenes with Christian Wood and Kevin Porter Jr. I don't know what's going on there, but they used to be the hottest team, now one of the coldest teams, loses 8 straight games. I like the Wizards, and I like Kyle Kuzma to put up some points today. Now the next one, Stephen Curry, 30-plus points in a win. Now, Stephen Curry coming off an absolute dud. If you picked his under, congrats. You got an easy winner. He scored 9 points, 3 of 17 shooting, 1 for 10 from 3. And this is just me expecting him to bounce back against a Mavericks team that he has dominated in the past. Steph hasn't scored 30-plus points in 3 straight games. I know a follower on Twitter wanted me to pick 35-plus. I'm not going to stretch his boundary. Think 30-plus is right, perfectly comfortable. I mean, his over-under is 26.5 points. He can really get it done. He has a great track record against the Mavericks when he plays in Dallas, where they are today. In his last 4 games in Dallas against the Mavericks, he scored 57, 27, 48, and 32 points. I think he can get it done for us. And the Warriors, one of the best teams in the NBA. I think they can get that win for us as well. Now, next one, Giannis, 30-plus points in a win. You already know I obviously like him to score 30-plus points. I already took that regular over for him. I think they also will win this game. The Bucks, I just don't see losing 2 straight games, especially not against the Raptors outright. It's certainly possible they could lose at home, but I just don't see it happening. Giannis guy that leads by example. I think he puts up 30, and the Bucks get the win tonight. Now, in the last leg, Tyler Hero, 25-plus points and a win. It's a final leg, and this might be a little bit sketchy, but he's coming off 3 consecutive games that he shot terribly from the field. 7 for 23, 8 for 23, and 5 for 17, below 35% in all 3 games. And hey, here's a great bounce back spot against the Trailblazers, a team that doesn't play any defense, just like a couple other teams in the league. This is a Trailblazers team that is minus a couple key guys, so this game should be close. The Heat will be without Jimmy Butler, and this game is a virtual pick'em. So if we want a leg that might not get it done, it would be the Heat winning. But I have a lot of faith in Eric Spoelstra to really put together a great game plan to beat this Blazers team. And I really don't trust the Blazers as being that good. Sure, they beat the Atlanta Hawks. That Hawks team is missing everyone but Trae Young. So either way, I think Tyler Hero can get it done. He scored 25-plus points in 2 straight games without Jimmy Butler. Maybe we add his regular over because, like I said, he shot 17, 23, and 23 times the last 3 games. Should be, again, aggressive against the bad Blazers team. So really like all 3 of these guys. I hope all 4 of these guys, if all 4 cash, the parlay cashes, we're giving away half the winnings to you guys that are subscribed to the channel. So go down there, click that subscribe button. Let's see if we can get close to 19,000 subscribers. We appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Click that like button for some good luck for the parlay. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let's have another great day in the NBA, and hopefully we can sweep our regular picks. We can bring out the brooms for a 5th day in 7 days. That'd be ridiculous, but hopefully that parlay can cash for us too, which that would be an even crazier day in the NBA. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This has been Austin, and I will catch you guys in the next one. The podcast is live a little bit later, so go check out that. This has been Austin. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.